watching ESPN FC, and they're reporting about the LA Derby, which is the Galaxy versus LAFC, where Zlatan Ibrahimovic scores a hat trick. And everyone saw the highlights, how amazing that was. And then the next day, they're showing this highlight where Zlatan at the end of the game, I think it was like the 94th minute, and he does this elbow, and he hits one of the LAFC players in his skull and fractures his skull, which he's going to be out for a couple months, might be out for the whole season. But he got him pretty good. But you watch a replay, it's hard to see. He didn't swing his elbow. His arms come up, and they say unnatural, which, in my opinion, they were natural. You're supposed to extend your arms. And this is the big debate. I did a podcast about this, about me getting in a fight with an official. Well, not a fight, just a discussion about bringing your elbows out. You know, you're supposed to extend your arms when you go for a header. Because if you don't, you'll get a fractured skull like that LAFC player did. I mean, he got it good. But it was so strange to see the whole play, and it wasn't violent or anything. The guy went up for a header. Ibra comes up with his... Zlatan comes up with his arms extended, as you do when you go ahead the ball to protect your head. But the LAFC player just goes up without extending his arms at all. So, you know, they're talking about how violent it was and how Zlatan's going to be suspended, 2 to 4 games for that. I'm like, why? The LAFC player showed horrible technique. You jump, especially if you're the smaller guy, you jump with your arms up and over. That is common practice. And no one's talking about that. Brian McBride's on ESPN FC talking about it, and he suffered that same injury because he didn't extend his arms. And he's all, they're all upset about it. And you have Brian McBride, who is not suffered the injury. And then a goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper doesn't know, but a goalkeeper's taught too. I mean, they're always extending their arms. The reason goalkeepers, that are always in the heat of activity, is because they jump up, extend their arms. So keepers tend to have shoulder injuries, ribs, that kind of stuff, but not head. You ever notice that? So if you really watch a replay, I don't think Zlatan should be suspended at all. I think the player that got his skull cracked, it's very unfortunate, and it definitely would have happened to me because I didn't have any technique. I didn't understand that. But teach your players the importance of extending your arms up and over. You have to create a pocket to feel, to see what's going on, but they're saying, Zlatan was premeditated and all that. And I get Zlatan, he's done some horrible things as a player and stuff, but I don't know. I think it's strange how everyone's just on that one video by ESPN FC just going after that. I just think it's crazy. I mean, they're not talking about and the trajectory of the ball. The punt was driven. It wasn't like a ball that was just floated up. I mean, it was driven. Decisions had to be made quickly. But if you're going to jump up against a bigger guy, you need to extend your arms up and over so they're under your head. I mean, I put blame on that player. So it's unfortunate. He's going to be out for a while, but it is what it is. But you got to study technique. How do you protect yourself? They never talked about you need to protect yourself. You always have to protect yourself. So, and maybe, I don't know. I just think it's unfortunate. So that's all I got to talk about today. I'm about to hit 5 minutes, and this is just way too long of a podcast. So, protect yourself at all times. Extend your arms. We need to extend our arms. All right, goodbye.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.